Hi guys! How are you today? Welcome back to my channel, Adventures in America. If you are new to my channel, my name is Jocelyn, and for today's topic, I'm going to discuss the latest travel restrictions as of November 22nd for all eligible passengers. Take note that the Philippines is not yet open for international tourism and that the visa on arrival for foreign tourists has been suspended since March of 2020. Now, here are the green lane countries. As of November 22nd, there are actually 44 countries, and the protocol is that if you are coming from this list of countries in the last 14 days and you are fully vaccinated, you will not have to quarantine when you arrive in the Philippines. Please take note, only eligible passengers can avail of the no quarantine requirement during this time. Now, based on the latest resolution from the Interagency Task Force, there are new guidelines effective November 22nd. The testing and quarantine protocols of minors shall follow the testing and quarantine protocols of their parents or guardians traveling with them, regardless of their vaccination or country of origin. Now, here are the protocols for green lane countries or coming from this list of countries. You must be in a green lane country in the last 14 days. Also, you must be fully vaccinated to avail of the no quarantine requirement from this list of countries. A pre-booked hotel is not necessary. Now, if you are a Filipino, you actually have two options. First, if you don't have a 72 hours test prior to departure, you will have facility-based quarantine until the release of your negative test upon arrival. Or your second option is when you have a 72 hours test, you will not be required to quarantine but only to self-monitor up to the 14th day of your arrival. Now, if you are an eligible foreign national or a former Filipino, a negative test, 72 hours test will be required prior to departure from the country of origin. Also, upon arrival, you will not be required to quarantine but also self-monitor until the 14th day. Now, for those who are unvaccinated, partially vaccinated, vaccination cannot be verified or there is no 72 hours test before arrival, you will need 5 days of hotel quarantine with 6 days of pre-booked hotel. There is a new Interagency Task Force resolution effective November 22nd, and this is applicable for all yellow list countries. Now, all other countries not included in the green list are in yellow list countries. Resolution number 149. Now, for all fully vaccinated eligible passengers, here are the protocols. First, you must have a 72-hour negative test prior to departure from the country of origin. In addition, upon arrival, you shall undergo facility-based quarantine with a third-day RT-PCR test, and you must self-monitor up to the 14th day of your arrival. Now, for all vaccinated passengers without 72 hours test, you shall undergo facility-based quarantine for 5 days. The pre-booked hotel is 6 days. Now, upon arrival, you shall have your test on the 5th day and you are required to home quarantine until the 10th day of your arrival. Now, here are the protocols for unvaccinated eligible passengers. No 72 hours negative test is required prior to departure. Also, for unvaccinated, partially vaccinated, or vaccination cannot be verified. Here are the strict protocols effective November 22nd. First, you must undergo facility-based quarantine for at least 7 days and must pre-book for 8 days. In addition, the RT-PCR test will be done on the 7th day. You will have to undergo home quarantine until the 14th day of arrival. Now, there are new protocols for minor children. Effective November 22nd, the testing and quarantine protocols of minors shall follow the testing and quarantine protocols of parents or guardians regardless of minors' vaccination and country of origin. Now, there are 2 countries under the red list, Faroe Islands and the Netherlands. The protocol is that if you are in this list of countries in the last 14 days, you will be barred entry into the Philippines unless you are a transit passenger or you are an OFW or if you are a Filipino under the repatriation efforts of the government. Here are the steps prior to departure. The first step is to register or fill out the Onehealthpass registration a few days before travel and get the transaction number. For step 2, you must pre-book a hotel for non-overseas Filipino workers and foreign nationals. For OFWs, you will be sponsored and everything is paid for by OWA. For step 3, you must update the Onehealthpass registration with electronic health declaration form checklist the day before or on the day of travel and acquire the QR code, print or screenshot your QR code. Now, here's the procedure when you arrive at the airport. Of course, the first step is to present your Onehealthpass QR code to the Bureau of Quarantine personnel for verification and apply for shortened quarantine hotel if applicable. Step 2 is to present the Onehealthpass for arrival and hotel assignment. Now, step 3 is you needed to proceed to the Bureau of Immigration for arrival clearance, baggage claim, and customs inspection. Step 4 is to take the accredited transport service for all non-overseas Filipino workers and foreigners or foreign nationals, and no private vehicles will be allowed to take you at the quarantine facility hotel. Now, here are the protocols at the quarantine facility. First, you must present your Onehealthpass QR code at the hotel to confirm check-in. Now, for day 3, day 5, or day 7, you must present your QR code for RT-PCR test. And then step 3 is to register for ECIF and pay for the swab test. Now, for step 4, while waiting for the results, coordinate with the local government unit for additional requirements. Now, if you test negative, you will need to present your QR code and BOQ certificate at hotel reception for check-out. Now, if you test positive, you will be subjected to medical management or hospital admission. The immigration entry requirements for all passengers. Filipinos have the right to travel. You needed to present your proof of Filipino citizenship, such as a Philippine passport. However, there are Filipinos whose passport has been lost, damaged, or expired. There is actually a relief or a remedy, so Filipinos without Philippine passport can travel to the Philippines by obtaining a travel document from Philippine Consulate abroad for emergency use. Please remember that this travel document is only allowed for applicants who cannot be issued a Philippine passport and have an emergency travel to the Philippines, such as due to medical or legal reasons or death in the family. This is only a one-time use travel document, and it's only good for 30 days from its issuance. So this is only a one-way ticket to the Philippines, and if you needed a Philippine passport, you must apply once you arrive in the Philippines. Are dual citizens. Dual citizens are Filipinos who have acquired a foreign citizenship and at the same time reacquired Filipino citizenship. You actually have two options. If you don't have your Philippine passport, you can present your dual citizenship documents. Balikbayan visa can be availed upon arrival in the Philippines. In addition, Balikbayan visa is free. You must proceed to Filipino lane upon arrival. Also, you need to ask the immigration that you will be availing of the Balikbayan visa. Also, you will be granted Balikbayan visa for 1 year from the date of your arrival in the Philippines. Former Filipinos can travel alone or with families such as a spouse or children. If traveling together with foreign spouse or foreign children, both spouse or children can avail of Balikbayan visa and stay in Philippines visa-free for 1 year. The foreign spouse or foreign children traveling together with former Filipino must have a return or onward ticket. In addition, the foreign spouse or children must have a valid passport for at least 6 months and beyond. Now, here is the immigration entry requirement for all former Filipinos. First, you must have your foreign passport plus your old or valid Philippine passport or a foreign passport plus your authentic Philippine birth certificate. Now, for foreign spouse who is native and not traveling with Filipino spouse, here are the requirements. Must have a 9A visa. The passport must be valid for at least 6 months and beyond. Must have return or onward ticket. And the Filipino spouse must be in Philippines at time of intended travel. Now, the foreign spouse not traveling with Filipino spouse must have an authentic marriage certificate. Now, for foreign parent with Filipino child in Philippines, here are the requirements. Must have a 9A visa, and the passport must be valid for at least 6 months and beyond, and must have a return or onward ticket, and the child must be in Philippines at the time of intended travel. For foreign parent with Filipino child in Philippines, here are the requirements. First, you must have an authentic birth certificate of the child to prove filiation or relationship. Now, here are the foreign nationals who must have a valid and existing visa to enter the Philippines. SRRV holders or Special Resident Retirees Visa, Philippine Immigrant Visa holders such as 13A, 13B, 13C, 13D, 13E, and 13G visa holders. Also accredited foreign government and international organization officials and their dependents, foreign airline crew members, and foreign seafarers with 9C visa. Now, other foreign nationals allowed are temporary visitors. There was a press release issued by the Bureau of Immigration providing for this guidance. You must have a 9A visa and entry exemption document, which is impossible to obtain. So this is only for business, humanitarian, and meritorious reasons. For overseas Filipino workers and their spouse, parents, or children traveling with them vaccinated in the Philippines or abroad, the proof of vaccination that will be acceptable will be the digital or physical vaccination certificate of the foreign government where they were vaccinated without the need for the reciprocity agreement. Now, for non-overseas Filipino workers vaccinated in the country or abroad, or foreigners vaccinated in the Philippines, these are the acceptable proof of vaccination. VaxCert Digital Vaccination Certificate or Bureau of Quarantine World Health Organization issued ICV, or the National or State Digital Certificate of the foreign government where they were vaccinated, which has accepted VaxCert under a reciprocal agreement. Now, for foreign nationals vaccinated abroad, World Health Organization issued ICV or National or State Digital Certificate of the foreign government which has accepted VaxCert PH. For those of you who are asking, because there's no National Digital COVID Certificate in the US, what is the acceptable proof of vaccination? The CDC card is considered acceptable, and also the ICV yellow card. Now, here are the entry requirements for all eligible passengers. First, 72-hour negative test prior to arrival in the Philippines if you are fully vaccinated or coming from a green lane country. And second, foreign nationals, including former Filipinos, must pre-book a hotel quarantine depending if you are coming from a green lane country or yellow list country. You must also register through the Onehealthpass and fill out the Traze App for contact tracing. In addition, you must also register for the ECIF for COVID testing, PADLAB for foreign airline passengers, and PAL ECIF for Philippine airline passengers. For overseas Filipino workers, you must register through the Red Cross for COVID testing. Also, you must wear a face mask and a face shield. Thank you guys for tuning into my channel, and if you haven't liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. I always welcome new subscribers. Now, if you recently traveled in the Philippines, please share your travel experience and let us know what you think of the travel restrictions. Now, if you have any other questions or comments, please post them down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you guys for supporting my channel. I hope everyone is staying safe and have a great day.